Am I visible? Okay. In today's class, I am going to uh, make you understand the poem The Fog by Carl SandBurg. You know, Carl SandBurg was a very famous poet. You know, he has Pulitzer prizes to his name. Very famous, very good writer, very good poet. Understood? Once you read him, you can understand who the person was. You know what happened? In this poem, the poet is writing on fog. What is fog? Can you describe what is fog? Okay, is fog visible to your eyes? Yes, we can see dense cloud. Fog is dense, what can I say? Droplets of water, isn't it? That gathered in the atmosphere in the morning. Sometimes, fog, I think, can be seen, and even I think they changes into the dewdrops that settle on the blades of either grasses or any leaves you see on the earth. Am I right? So fog sometimes obstructs your vision. If you get up early in the morning, if it is if it is a foggy one, the morning is covered with fog. Sometimes it obstructs our views. It prevents us from going ahead. You would see nothing because there is a dense fog. There is a layer of dense fog. Understood? What is this? A blanket of dense fog prevents you from going ahead. You get it? So here the poet describes a natural phenomenon. What is it? Fog. And fog, according to Carl SandBurg, has taken the form of an animal. The poem is very easy to understand. It's a 6-line poem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6-line poem. Will you please switch on the light so that it can be visible to you also? Is this? It's not. Yeah. Now you can see, I think you don't have any problem in seeing all the 6 lines. Right? And what you see? First of all, the poet writes the line. What is the line? The fog comes. As fog is third person singular number, the fog comes. The fog comes. When the fog comes, how does it come? It seems as if the way he says the fog comes, it seems as if there is something third person coming. Fog comes, rain comes, natural disaster comes, and when the fog comes, it seems as if an animal or something that you are familiar with comes. Understood? The fog comes on little cat feet. It is fog that is coming. But how does it come? It comes on little cat feet. How does it come? It comes on little cat feet. What does it mean? It seems as if the fog is compared to a little cat. According to the poet, the fog is a cat coming. How is it coming, or how does it come? It comes on little cat feet. Do you understand? How does the cat come? The cat comes on little cat feet. Feet. A cat has 4 legs, and if it is coming on 4 feet, understood? It uses all the 4 of them to go from one place to another. So on little cat feet, how does the fog comes? But the fog comes on little cat feet. What does he wants to say? What does he wants to say? What does the poet want to say? The poet wants to say that the fog that comes, it comes on
little cat
feet. It means what the poet wants to say is that the form that is coming is a cat. It's not a form. It means he is giving the image of a cat walking on
feet.
4 cat feet. It's not form coming, it's a cat coming. And how is it coming? It's coming on 4
cat feet.
little cat feet. You get it? Eat seeds looking. When you do two things together, there are certain verbs, that help you to express. Understood? 2 things. What are these 2 things? I sit looking at the board. What does it mean? You are
Sitting.
as well as
Looking.
You are killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Where the poet says, it sits looking. It means it is sitting at the same time it is looking. You get it? It means it looks as it sits. This is a very interesting use. Sit. Like if you make a sentence. I sit for hours. I sit for hours. Understood? Then you are doing something else. While sitting, you are doing something else. What is that? I sit for hours thinking about it. What does it mean?
Doing.
I am
Doing to
thinking about you during the time when I'm
sitting.
It means I think about you as I sit. You are killing 2 birds with 1 stone. This is what is expressed through the use of this verb. It sits. The cat sits. What does the cat see? What does the cat do? The cat sits looking over the harbor and the city. Means what does the cat do while sitting? The cat is observing. Looking over means observing. Taking a look. The cat sits looking over the harbor and the sea. It means, first of all, the poet says, the poet sees the form as a cat. And what does the cat do? The cat comes on 4 little cat feet. And what does the cat do now? The cat sits looking over the harbor and the city. It means there is a harbor. Harbor means port. Understood? There is a harbor. If it is a city, it must have a harbor. Like every big city grew up on the bank of the rivers. Right from the Indus Valley civilization, if you look at the Indus Valley civilization, this civilization also came up on the bank of the river Indus. Same way, the Huangho, Yangtze-Kiang in China, and Tigris, Euphrates, and the Nile civilization that came up on the bank of the river Nile. Understood? So here, what does it do? As it has come, as the cat has come, what will it do if it has come to a city, and it must keep watch on the what? On the harbor and the city. If it is in front of it, suppose if it is a city, here you see a city. Suppose big buildings, tall buildings, all the tall buildings are there. All the big tall buildings are there, multi-story buildings. Understood? Multi-story buildings are there. These are all buildings. What will it do? The cat is in front of it. If there is a harbor like that, the ships here are stationed. The ships are stationed here. If there is a cat sitting here, understood? What it is generally to do is, it is to keep watch on You get it?
Mm.
It is to keep watch on everything happening around. Isn't it? It will keep watch on everything. Entire city and the port and all. It keeps watch on everything that it sees. Right?
Mm.
What does it do? It keeps watch on entire city and the port. Clear? What does it mean? It sits looking over the harbor and the
and city.
city. Up to this we have completed. And how does a cat sit? If you ask the question, how does a cat sit?
With his four legs.
It sits on its haunches. Isn't it? How do we sit on haunches? When you are sitting on
Your feet.
your feet, balancing entire body on your feet. Isn't it? You know how to sit on one's haunches. So, on silent haunches, how does it sit? On silent haunches. They, are expert. They are good at sitting on haunches. Because they are cat. And when they walk, they do not make sound. Because of their padded paws. You know what is padded paws? They have spongy paws. Spongy, do you know? It can run very fast. Why? Because of the fact that they have got padded paws. They run as fast as the wind. Do you get it? So they can run like that only because of the fact that they have got padded paws. Another advantage of padded paws is that they do not make sound while running. Even while walking, you cannot understand. If you are inside the house, if a cat enters, the interesting thing is you cannot understand whether a cat has entered your house. It comes without making sound. That is the good point about a cat. You get it? They walk. They do not let anybody understand whether it has entered your house or whether it is sitting in front of you. They sit as if there is nothing sitting in front of you. So it sits looking over the harbor and the city. How does it sit? On silent haunches and then moves on. And then moves on. When you say then moves on, when you are moving on, it means it disappears. And it moves on. When you leave a place without letting others know about your arrival, or when you disappear as if you had never come to that place. The same thing happens when a cat enters your house. It doesn't let anybody understood others whether it has entered your house or not. And if you have seen it by chance, you do not know when it will leave your place. Do you understand? That's how it comes and that's how it goes. You get it? So, here all the poet means to say is that the poet sees fog as if the fog is a cat. The fog has come in front of the city and the harbor. And what does it do? It sits in front of the city and the harbor. And while sitting before the city and the harbor, it looks over the city and the harbor. How does it sit? It sits on its haunches. If it sits on its haunches, nobody can understand. It can sit balancing its entire body on its feet. Understood? And then suddenly it disappears. All the poet wants to say is that, what does the poet wants to say? In life, what is the central idea? What is the substance of the poem you make out of it? What do you understand? The problems that we face in life. Understood? Life is full of problems. Life is made up with life is a mixture of
problems,
joy and sorrow. If the joy follows sorrow. Like there is a day at the end of a long night. So here SandBurg wants to teach that life is understood a mixture of joy and sorrow. Do not let the sorrow frighten you, because joy follows.
Sorrow.
Understood? So a cat-like form, understood, will visit the city. Cat-like form will always visit the city. They will stay in front of it like a cat sits and observe the city and the port. But the presence of the form in front of either the city or the port cannot obstruct its view permanently. They will disappear like the cat disappears from a place. Here, the cat stands for a bad omen. Understood? A bad sign. The fog also stands for a bad evil. Evil thing. But the evil thing is not permanent in life. They will disappear from your life. So, don't be afraid of all the problems. Those who are afraid of the problems of life will not be able to live a healthy life. To lead a healthy life, you need to be aware of the fact that life consists of both joy and sorrow. Do not let the sorrows frighten you. Understood? Do not let them frighten you, because there is a bright day at the end of a dark night. You have to admit that there is always happiness. Understood? Every sadness, understood, is followed by happiness. So, do not let the unhappiness, understood, exist in life. And those who admit that life is a mixture of joy and sorrow will never ever be unhappy. To them, life is beautiful as long as there is sadness in it. And what do the sadness, what do the bad conditions, what is the deplorable conditions, what do the our bad experience teach us? They teach us to live healthy life. They teach us how to get over the problems of life for a better tomorrow. Understood? You live. They encourage us to live in the hope of. They live in the hope of happiness. If we are brought face to face, or if we have sorrows in life, all that inspires us to live, understood, for a better day or for a better future is the presence of temporary sorrows in your life. If you see the sorrows as a source of everlasting happiness, you will let these sorrows exist in your life, because they are the source of everlasting happiness. Because happiness follows sorrows. So, if you have sorrows, you should have
Happiness.
You should have ray of hope for a better future. We have ray of what?
Hope.
We have a ray of hope for better future as long as there is existence of sorrow in life. You get it? So do not let the fogs of sadness, sorrows that obstruct the beautiful view of both the city and the harbor. Understood? That obstruct the beautiful view of the city of the harbor, frighten you. Do not let the fog that covers, that obstructs the beautiful view of the city and the harbor frighten you. Do not let it frighten you. Why? Because they are not permanent. They will disappear from the scene like the cat disappears. Understood? They will come for a short span of time. They are not to stay there for a long period of time. So, life is full of happiness. Do not let a trace of sorrow, do not let sorrows what? Dampen the spirits of good life. Do not let the problems in your life, understood, prevent you from going ahead. Do not let the problems of life prevent you from achieving your goal. Go ahead, go towards your dream. Understood? Go towards a bright future with dreams in your eyes. Do not let the problems at every step of your life prevent you from going ahead, from achieving your goal. Is that clear? Have I been able to explain the poem nicely? Are you happy? So, in today's class, I am sure that you have understood. If you want me to answer this question, you can. If you ask me questions, you can. There is no problem. Understood? So, I think you can write the answers to all the questions. That's all then. Thank you.